With the ever-changing world we live in, there are always new innovations that can alter the way we shop, industries, or businesses operate. It's called disruptive technology. To tell us more is tech investment expert Brian Schofield. Thanks for joining us via Skype, a relatively new technology. Describe for us, what is a disruptive technology?
Yes, well, good morning, Bob. And in addition to the weather, it's certainly a time of great change in our lives. Now, what disruptive technology has been with us forever, really. It's just advancements in the way that we do things that disrupt and often replace the tools and the methods of the past. You think about it, the printing press, the automobile, the microwave, the internet are all well-known disruptive technologies that changed our lives.
And unfortunately, some disruptive technologies don't work well on Monday mornings.
Forever.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you seeing me now, Bob?
Yeah, we got you now.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
great. What I was saying was that last year, with the arrival of the global pandemic, really that was a change in our lives that happened in a matter of weeks that dramatically changed how our lives would unfold. And it really was a year that changed everything. And from a disruptive technology perspective, there are more opportunities now than almost at any other time in our lives. And if you think about it, had anybody really heard of Zoom Media, for example, before March 2020? And yet, that company had been around for almost a decade.
Yeah, there's a long history of disruptive technologies, and I guess Tesla and Uber are good examples, and maybe one of the originals is the new machinery that came into the wool factories that the Luddites were protesting against. So yeah, this has been around for a long time, but really prevalent in the pandemic. So what are some of the key trends we should be looking at?
Well, I like to look at and categorize disruptive technologies in 4 key areas. So e-commerce and electronic payments is one key camp. A second would be alternative power and renewable energy. A third would be artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. And a fourth category would generally be things like old business replacement. In the area of e-commerce, of course, the poster child is Amazon. And last year, with the shuttering of bricks and mortar stores, Amazon's business increased by 40%. They now sell nearly 400 billion in products around the world. But they're not the only e-commerce platform. Alibaba covers most of the Far East and the Middle East. There's a company called Reliance in India. And here at home, we have a great world-class platform in Shopify. And if you were a stockholder in Shopify last year, you would have seen your stock price increase by almost 4 times.
Oh yeah, and let's talk about Bitcoin. That set a record yesterday.
Well, Bitcoin really has come out of the shadows, Bob. It was something that was on the fringes, but now it is joined in the other categories of value, things like the U.S. dollar and gold. And it is said, Bob, that if the banks and the companies and the Fortune 500 companies were to add just 1% of their cash reserves to Bitcoin, and they're already doing that, we saw that a week or 2 ago with Tesla, that the price of Bitcoin would double from the price it is now.
Before we run into time, what advice do you give to investors who want to take advantage of this change?
Well, there's so much opportunity here. I would suggest you find a good investment advisor that's knowledgeable in this area, that has excellent research, and will listen to the things that are important to you, because there are so many opportunities. Really, it's about your partnership with your investment advisor to get the best opportunity for you and the risk profile that you have. And really, the world is your oyster.
It's a really interesting area. Thanks for the insights. Brian Schofield, tech investment expert with Wellington Altus. Thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Bob.